Geek Dad Life presents live discussions on House of the Dragon. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to live discussions on House of the Dragon. My name is Jay, and with me on this journey of what the hell just happened is my good friend Jamie. Jamie, how you doing?
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Don't Be That Kind of Uncle.
So true. Let's just drop the spoiler alert now. We're talking about the fourth episode. Fourth episode. The print or the king of the Narrows, the Narrow King, right? I think it's called. We have people here in the chat tonight: Toy Geekosaurus, Kayla Silva, Smedberg, Charlie Weaver. Hey, all. I don't want to say I sort of told you so, but come on.
We were warned, right?
Hot D agents of Smash. Am I right? They're gonna close the deal before. Oh God. Oh God. Tommy the Duck is here. Brick something. Colleen Gladfelder. Yeah, she is like 2 episodes behind. It's kind of driving me nuts, to be completely honest.
Oh, catch up.
But anyways, yes. Yeah. You know, okay. One, Kayla Silva sent in today's memes.
Thanks, Kayla.
And she did a great job. But when she sent them, we were talking about the episode. And I kind of had to like almost retrace the steps of, said brothel scene because I don't know. I maybe it's because I watched it today, like in the daylight. It was so dark. I was like, "What happened?" Like
yeah.
I kind of.
Yeah, they were like, if we make this really, really dark and shadowy, maybe it will be less disgusting.
Because I was just like, wait, did they kiss? Did anything? Maybe
there was some canoodling, but not like they didn't go full canoodle.
Yeah, exactly. But there was like there was the swirling camera shots, and so I kind of had to like walk it through with her out. Just so I was like, okay, what happened? What didn't happen? And then just so I know exactly what did or didn't happen, because then it becomes the whole gossip game after. I was like, well, who is telling the truth? So I felt like the series trying to get the whole situation situated. Okay, that's a great way to sum it up, Kayla. No bang, yes kiss. Judy, she was way too into it. Again, the Targaryens have a history of
I mean, teenagers, right? Have kids, they say. Pure joy.
I do that line with my wife all the time, like when our kids are being absolute a-holes. Like, have kids, they said. It would be fun, they said. Brick something. Yeah, the production, lighting, camera. Yeah, it was tough. Like I couldn't really track it all that well.
Yeah. I got a little bit distracted though, because like when they walked in the beginning, there was all those people rolling around with markings all over them, and it's like they were laying around, like rolling around on a news press. That's basically what it looked like. What?
Yeah.
What's all this writing? What does this writing mean? That's how you know that you've reached middle age. It's not about the skin. It's about what's this writing on the skin.
Yeah, it was. So anyways, I was shook how into it she was. But yeah, there was a kiss, no noodle.
Yeah.
Well, they've kind of had a tensuous thing, I guess you could say. I don't know. Tommy the Duck, I felt dirty watching that. Was kind of wishing it would turn out to be a dream sequence. Kayla Silva says, ever since the necklace, that this was bound to happen. But anyway, a bit of foreshadowing or something. I don't know, but well, I mean, I guess we can talk. Let's just let's
roll through the motions.
Yes. or should we just talk about this now so we can get it over with and then talk about the other things that happen this
Yeah,
episode?
let's
But
like let's hit the trauma right off the
yeah,
bat and then go to the healing.
was there healing?
No, no, not in this world. Are you kidding me? It doesn't happen.
But the whole premise of this episode really it is this thing where the end of last week's episode had Damon triumphant. He kills the Crab King solo.
Yeah. Doing
And
some
so
cool stuff.
he comes back with his little crown, and it's like, oh, is he gonna start some stuff? But he bends the knee and it's like, brother, I miss you, buddy.
Okay, first of all, can I just say though, this just shows you how easily duped his brother can be, because like the dude comes in with a crown that's basically made out of like sticks and some paper towel rolls or something. like like you could literally just fashion, clearly you don't need
Mhm.
riches or anything. You can just fashion whatever you want and be like, this is a crown and look at me toss it for you.
That's amazing. We're both fans of Survivor. It was like a fake community idol.
Exactly like a fake idol. Come on.
But I think he but the series does make the wrong move time after time after time.
Yeah.
But you also see that he does love his brother, right? Like there is this connection there. But
Well, it's obvious he wants to. It's
sure.
obvious that he wants to love his brother and he wants to trust his brother. And
Yes.
did you feel like he was the changed man he was trying to present? No.
Yeah, he had the new haircut, new hair, don't care.
We've legit known this guy for a total of what, like 26 minutes? And we know already. Already.
But that's what I love about Damon is it's like we know. And it is almost like a trash TV reality show. It's like
What are you doing?
he's gonna double cross you or do something.
This isn't gonna end well.
No.
No.
And yeah, so there's this banquet, and I guess even before that though, there's this fight for Rhaenyra's hand. And I again, just the series, like I think you mentioned it last week, how Rhaenyra's sometimes she shows the great leader she can be, and then other times she's just like a pain in the ass teenager.
Yes.
And this was that as well. Like you would think, I feel for a series in this sense where you have one of those like really, you feel like it's a really impactful conversation with your kid. Like I finally connected. We're on the same page, and
we've done our job here.
2 seconds later, they go mess it up again.
Yeah, it's like it's legit when you like you listen, you can't do this anymore, okay? And then they're like, okay, and then you turn around and then you catch their reflection behind you rolling their eyes.
Yes. That was Rhaenyra with looking at all these suitors, and insulting important houses, and
centuries ago.
And and then she leaves and she comes back and her dad's obviously ticked. And
well, fun note on these two, we've got the what is this kid? Like 12 maybe 11. So this fella and then the heckler.
Yeah.
These two they're opposing houses, they're neighbors, and they've hated each other for thousands of years. So they're not even really interested in fighting each other to like woo her or have her hand. They're just like, we have to keep stabbing and poking at each other because that's what we do. And it just shows you that how political everything in her life is, that they're not even like, wow, she's hot and I'd be lucky to have her. They're just like, this is a job. This is due diligence. So,
but see, the thing that's frustrating is there's moments she's like, yes, I know it's my position. If I want to be queen and ruler of all that I see, this is the moves I have to make, yada, yada, yada. But then there's these moments where it's just like, no, I don't want to. And then, and so but then on the other hand, it's like, unlike for Prince Damon, or any other male heir, like they can't like it's not a death sentence to be married to someone and have a kid that will probably like 50-50 you're gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah, or like continuously walk in circles.
Right?
Yeah, like you just you can't you can't say, "Oh, well, your life's not going to be so bad," when you have one 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 of the fairer sex is basically imprisoned. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
it's like a gilded cage all the time. So,
Yep. Yep. Um, so I think it sets the stage really well for her actions in this episode, right? Because we have the Damon's return party banquet, backyard barbecue, family reunion, and
which was so like a real like dad in New Balance shoes kind of barbecue, right? Like, because it was like the two of them were being so brotherly, like "Mom
yes,
loves you," and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and then the sarcasm, when
Mhm.
Allison's like asking if they want to see, the
The new
new
tapestries.
tapestries, like,
Yes.
yeah, okay, like sure.
Yeah, my brother over here, he's real good at looking at that new tapestry you got over there.
Yeah. Real appreciation for the arts, this one.
He's a regular Picasso over here. He's just come on. He's great.
She loves her tapestries, man. Go check them out.
Ah. But then I kind of like that this scene kind of because then Rhaenyra is like, oh well, I'd like to see the tapestries, and
Yeah.
then Dad's ticked off. He's like, I'm not even talking to you right now, and then she goes, but then Allison and her kind of have this
I'm gonna
almost.
go look at him myself.
No, she just goes and sits on a bench by herself, like she's been.
Like harumph.
Like I think that was her actual move, just the. But Allison and her, or Lady Allison and her, have been kind of strained, and they had this nice little moment, I thought, between the two of them, almost like a reconnecting
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah. I liked that we broke it down a little bit back to their personalities, like not the
Mhm.
front they were putting up in front of each other
Yeah.
before.
Yep.
For sure.
So then, she has this conversation with Damon, and she basically kind of lays out how it's a death sentence for her. She can't just go
Yes,
around,
yes.
philandering whatever whoever she wants to, and but then it kind of just sets up this scene where she's kind of going to her, bed chambers, and she literally pulls off the Jasmine in Aladdin move,
That's what I was thinking.
right?
I was like, if he says, "Do you trust me, dude?" We are in for one hell of a musical.
Because it's just like I've never been outside the city walls.
So true. Instead of a magic carpet, they've got this dragon,
I mean, even had like the her stealing something and being chased by the guards, and like it was very Jasmine outside of
All of it.
Aqaba. But instead of dashing Aladdin saving her, it's her uncle, lover, friend.
Uncle lover friend bringing her to a bathhouse. Why not? That's
And
fine. That's normal, right?
yeah, it's definitely normal. But the relation, they have a connection that's real, because like they very much were enjoying this night out on the town. But then it turns into taking it to the bathhouse. But just this whole thing is the two of them, right? It's Damon, it's Rhaenyra, and they're kind of like their own interests in what they want to
Yes,
accomplish.
yes. But he
Um,
does bring her, over to the performers,
mhm.
and he does like get her to see, as harsh as it may be. He does get her to kind of like have a view of what her
Mhm.
kingdom actually thinks
Yep.
about her and her placement. And
Yep.
it's not good. It's not good. It's not
No.
encouraging.
No. And the but I think that's where Damon sees this is his opportunity, if they can wed, then he can, they can both rule in power or whatever,
Oh
right?
yeah. He's got that. He's got the manipulation in this order down pat.
Mm-hmm. Even to the point of, and Kayla and I, when we were talking about this earlier, it was this, when they go into the bathhouse, he takes off her cap and shows who they are as they go into the bathhouse.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No disguises here.
Yes, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the kid that gossiped to Otto, the what's Damon's lover paid that kid off, right?
Yeah.
So this was all
Because
set up.
yeah, she came, or he came running in and like gave her something like money
Mm-hmm.
or something like that.
Yep.
So, oh yeah,
So he was planning the whole thing.
the whole thing.
Um.
And instead of little birds, we have what? Little worms.
Yep.
That I'm
I
not
get
sure
that.
that I'd prefer to be a bird than a worm. I don't know
Yeah,
about
but it's
you.
birds. Um. But yeah, I think this whole sequence. One, I couldn't see it. I had a tough time like.
Hey, that's like classic. That's classic Game of Thrones move right there.
Yes. Oh my god!
We're gonna
What was
spend millions of dollars
to
on
make
this
it
budget, but we don't want you
impossible
to
to view?
see any of it.
What was the last season? The battle at the the
Yeah,
final battle. What was it
yeah.
called again?
I don't remember. The stabby, the
The
zombies are
White
dead.
Walkers.
There we go. Yeah,
The fight. It was so dark. It was like.
yeah. It was. It was like I actually had to go into my TV and adjust the lighting.
The kid also went to Massaria, aka the
Sorry.
White Worm.
Yeah, there's the worm. That's the worm. All these worms.
But so that whole thing happens, and it sets up these chain of events that follows, right? You have Otto coming to tell the king. I mean, I guess there was the juxtaposition as well of Lady Alicent being called to the king's chambers. For it was basically like a you up text.
What up, shorty?
Yeah, it's just you up. But it's like you treated my nasty wounds really well.
That got me going. That got me going. Nothing like gangrene to get a guy railed up.
The way you rub my finger nubs, just.
And the whole time, you've got one who's trapped in this position. And it goes back to their conversation, right? On the
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
bench, where Rhaenyra is like, oh, like, ew, to be stuck in a
Mm-hmm.
marriage and be forced to have all these children and
Yep.
ew. And then Alicent's like, ow, too soon. Like, and so she's having to go, be woke up and brought into the king's chambers. And meanwhile, like, you've got Rhaenyra that's all like, screw the rules.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah. Not the nubs. Charlie Weaver, and we got to see even more on his back. Oof, yeah.
Yeah, he has fallen apart. So is this just like wounds he's getting from sitting on the chair? Is that basically what's happening? Like the throne keeps cutting him up, and so he's got like tetanus or something?
Yeah, it was that one nick on his finger, and that's how I think that's spreading. So I think, and again, if I remembering from the books, I do know that was like a history of that chair because it's just a bunch of freaking swords. So
yeah, like rusty old yucky swords, probably covered in some hepatitis. I don't know.
All sorts of nasty
Vaccinations
things.
save lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Okay, so screw the rules. I'm a screw my uncle.
I do what I want.
But so yeah, but I we did I think we were talking about it as well. But after not going all the way with her uncle, she hooks up with Sir Christian, which we kind of were thinking was going to happen, right?
Yeah. So he is breaking the rules. She is breaking the rules, and also she knew how to take apart knight's armor. And also, it was about as romantic as disassembling a toaster because there was like a lot of, do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh
wow,
yeah.
talk about like the wrong kind of tension, like the
Hmm.
shoelaces that never end. Like,
Sure.
dude, this is like two people trying to get hockey skates off.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
this is absurd.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
It
Yeah.
was a lot.
She had like she had the little thing, and she was like,
Whoop, whoop, done. Easy.
yeah.
Easy peasy.
They're bringing out like the power tools.
It was so much. It just kept going. And there was so many opportunities for him to be like, you know what? It's cool. I'm
Right,
done
exactly.
here.
Like, how do you keep up the tension? And you're like, I'm good, actually. You know what?
They just must have really been thinking about it for a while, I guess. Back in those woods, and I saw the way you take a boar.
Ooh. Um. So anyway, that's a thing. And what do you think here of Otto Hightower? Right, like, is this clearly? And I agree, he's overplaying his hand, right?
Yeah.
As the hand, or like if you were in his position, and he's clearly been moving all these pieces, and maybe he killed his brother, the heir to the throne, or whatever,
Yeah,
as he was
maybe.
kind of alluding to.
Maybe.
But what do you think of his gameplay here? Because it did seem like, oh, you're taking a little bit too much. I hate to tell you this, King, but your whore daughter
Yeah, he's
philandering with your brother.
that's right.
But like, what's your thoughts on Otto Hightower's gameplay here on this? I feel like
He's
he overextended himself.
like every bit of bad news he delivers is like, excuse me, sir.
It pains me to say this,
Terrible news.
but he does it every time. Right? It's like, your brother said this about your dead child.
What a
But
jerk, right? What a jerk. I here's the thing. I think
mm-hmm.
this is a tough call because obviously he's playing a game. We all know everyone's positioning
Sure.
themselves for the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I mean, like, he's worked with a family for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He's not giving him lies.
Yep.
He's just telling him what's really happening. So
Mm-hmm.
is he using the truth to his advantage? Sure.
Sure.
But like, I mean, that's not like Baelish level, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Tough call.
Or at least, I don't know, reading the room enough to be, because when he introduced well, you should make my grandson and Rhaenyra get married, and the king was like, F no, back out.
No.
Like, he should have known that. It was like, okay, I can't push too hard on this right now.
Yeah. I think he was a little too excited to bring. I mean, even if it was hard to tell him,
Mm-hmm.
I think he was just still like maybe a wiser. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. See, it's tough because, like he said, sometimes like you have to be the bearer of bad news, and it
Sure.
sucks. But he could have maybe gone to Rhaenyra and been like, "Here's the deal, kiddo.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you know, and if you don't want him to know, you need to fall in line." That might have been better.
Yep.
But
But clearly, she didn't like Otto and wanted him out,
no,
because
no.
the second, of a series marries her best friend, her daughter. She saw that immediately. This was Otto's machinations
Yes.
to set up these events, right? Because
Yes.
even Rhaenyra's like, no, marry the 12-year-old. That makes the most political sense. That's the thing that's going to keep this house strong, yada, yada, yada. And so she sees the pieces that Otto has put together that are hurting the family in a way.
Yeah. But also, just something to think about in her very like impulsive teenage brain
Mm-hmm.
is that he's the guy that's mean to her uncle. You know?
Yeah.
It's just always like your uncle sucks and he can't do anything right, and that gives a reflection to you because you know you're more like him, and
Mm-hmm.
I think some of it too is just like he's the strict parent,
Yeah.
and her dad's
Mhm.
not. Um,
Yeah.
I just don't think she was gonna like him no matter what. But yeah, you start pushing baby brothers in front of you for the
Mhm.
throne or like to
Yeah.
marry you.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
maybe she shouldn't be so mad about the whole thing with her brother, considering that she has an uncle. She's totally comfortable. I mean, that's not a thing, right?
Well, again, wasn't Emma? I have to go to the line, but I think it was like his sister of a series of sister or cousin or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of I.
Yeah,
That's
they're
all.
yeah, well, Kristen is her cousin.
Kristen
Or
Cole.
yeah, yeah, that's her. I mean, they're cousins.
Yeah, they're
So
all cousins. I don't know. I try not to dig. So you're
here's
stuck
the
on
deal.
the
There is a really good chance that if you just point your fingers in two different spots in this family, like anywhere on this like Game of Thrones map, the two are related. It's
Yeah, it's like I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say it's like a West Virginia family reunion. It's just you just
yeah,
point anywhere.
yeah, yeah.
This is my
Everyone's related.
sister,
Yeah, we
uncle,
don't go
cousin.
that far. Stick in these hollers.
um, but anyway, so it kind of sets up this crisis, so to speak, because her honor has been whatever sullied or what have
Yes.
you, and
Heaven
um,
forbid.
yeah. And so, he brings in his brother who's clearly inebriated or whatever. And um he
Great
says
scene. Great scene, by the
oh, it
way.
was great. It was absolutely great. He makes his play, right? He makes the whole events that he set up. He makes his play, which is he wants to marry Rhaenyra.
Yep.
And Viserys is like, F no, get the hell out of here. What?
I'm on to you.
Yes. Um Wait, this is much more. Hey, listen, Smedberg, I don't want to hear anything about North Carolina.
Yeah, the North Carolina was mostly Scots. Scots didn't do that. They
But
married on to other families all the time. Facts.
but yeah, so I guess he has to go back to wherever but I love Damon and his brother. Like I love how the brother or Viserys is so easily duped. Just like kind of I don't even know what to equate him to, like a teddy bear that has no memory or understanding of what the right choice or wrong from I don't know, but just he has a blind spot to his brother. He has a lot of blind spots,
Yep.
big one to his brother,
Yep.
and Damon just fully knowing that, and you're like, yeah, hold the knife, go ahead, you're not gonna kill me, fine, whatever, I'll see you. I'll see you in a couple months when I come back and you welcome me with open arms again.
Later, Tater, right? Like, it's like, okay. Well, he knows that whether it didn't work out immediately the way that he wanted it to, he knew
Mm-hmm.
that he planted a poison seed.
Mm-hmm.
He knows he's made progress in the big picture of his chaotic plans.
Mm-hmm.
And more than just plans. I'm sure that there are plans that he has, but isn't he just kind of more of like the agent of chaos? He just doesn't
Yeah.
want anything to be easy for his brother because it's
Yes.
like continuously proving that he wasn't worthy of the crown.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, just straight typical little brother vibes, right?
Yes,
Or little
some
younger sibling
snottiness.
vibes.
Mhm, mhm, for
Um,
sure.
I've got two boys. The younger one just knows exactly how to f Zachary's day. Like Alex knows just the right thing to do to
Yeah,
completely like ruin Zach's day. So
it's
like,
because the second kid is the observer.
yeah, right. um, so like I get my own little Game of Thrones every single day. I just see the two brothers just like just a little poke and just like Alex. um but anyway, I love Damon's. Damon is just peak chaotic energy, and I love it. I'm here for it.
Yes.
It's catty, and I love it. So I also kudos to Rhaenyra for kind of sticking to. It's not really a lie, right? They didn't go all the way, so she knows, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the lie or it's slightly a lie, and she kind of did her. So I feel like it was believable. And the series is still on this thing about the Princess Promise, a Song of Fire and Ice.
Hey, but how cool is it that this dagger has got like a
Yeah,
secret? The prophecy is basically the song
yeah.
is on there. That was
It's
pretty
very
fun.
Lord of the Rings, right? Put the ring in the
Yeah,
fire
yeah,
and then the thing goes on.
yep,
But yeah, it was really cool. I feel like there is this element here though where that's tying into this greater story that's in Game of Thrones.
yes.
Um
But I love that they found a creative way to actually keep it relevant,
mhm,
rather than just like a one-time visual thing.
yeah. Yep. Jay, now imagine your youngest was no, I had younger sisters, and my youngest sister was an effing terror.
That's what we have in my family, and she knows things. She knows things. She knows how
She,
to handle.
I have so many, and my youngest sister's name was Kayla, not Kayla Silva. Um, but she would, oh God, because I was the oldest, so I had to babysit, and she was a terror. She would fake her own death. One time she faked her own death.
Yes.
I was trying to get everybody ready to go to bed, and then I hear this rumbling down the stairs, and then she's there kind of in the middle section of the stairs, like laying like this, like and I was like, oh my God, Kia, are you okay? And I grab like, are you okay? She's like, tell mom and dad I love them. I was like, God damn it, Kayla. So
Yeah. See, she's the daemon of the group.
oh, absolutely. Again, it's
She's
the
the
youngest.
agent of chaos for sure.
Yep. There's one in every family, right? So I think
You're right.
this is where this connects so well. Um, but so they kind of have this negotiation, so to speak, where to solve his problem with the sea snake, you're going to marry his oldest son, who's now a dragon rider or whatever. So cool. And she's like,
Yeah,
that's your dad, I'm down. I know I was being a butthead about everything, but I'm in.
I got it. Just get
Yes.
rid of
Son of a
this
bitch, I'm
guy.
in. But you got to get rid of Otto. And Otto is such a fascinating character, and people are saying
I
it's
agree.
this kind of little finger, but he cares kind of thing.
Yeah. It's hard because it's like, okay, are you like just viciously good at your job? Like, or I feel like he has care for the king. I feel like he does care for him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but also, um, there's a lot of things in this last episode that to me, if you're a Better Call Saul fan, you probably saw some connections in the brother relationship and
Mm-hmm.
stuff where it's like he's again, he's like the Howard in the group. He's literally just telling the truth. He's not
Mm-hmm.
trying to, I mean, yeah, he's got his own agendas here, but
Yeah.
you're gonna like go after the guy because maybe he's not that bad of a guy. I don't know.
Well,
We'll see. We'll
I,
see. I
all
bet
of
he
the,
becomes a baddie now.
well, it's just like who becomes the hand, and it's
I
probably not
bet
going to
it's
be.
one of that strong guy, don't you?
I would think so, right?
I
And
mean, that would be
so
the smart choice, but like, hi, this king doesn't make the smart
no,
choice.
right? And it's just like every episode has like kind of a big decision Viserys makes, and I think we can all agree, like unequivocally, it's the wrong decision.
Yeah, like he
That,
has this guy, the strong guy, right? That is
mhm.
giving him straight answers. He's
Yep.
being cool, he's being kind, he's being logical,
Yep.
but he's probably going to be like, "Hey, you Lannister, got a job
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, Jason Lannister, you seem like a straight shooter.
You're great. I like your pride in your pride. Come on over."
That spear you got me was real nice. Come on down.
So you
Um,
say you have more spears.
so I clearly firing Otto is going to come back to bite him in some
Yeah,
form.
it's not good. It was bad. It was super bad.
Yeah.
I mean, like if
Yeah,
you think this guy's an enemy, keep him close.
right. He's right. Everybody has a motive. Everybody has ulterior
Yeah,
motives. So like, pick your poison, right? Um,
yeah.
and it's true if Otto is purposely spying on them, like you're obviously out for dirt from, sure. But at the end, Damon gets the last laugh here because he set up that whole sequence of events to kind of set this whole thing into motion.
Mhm.
And because of that, Otto is out.
He's out.
And
He got the pink slip with the "Thank you for your service. You're very valued,
yeah,
but we're not gonna provide any more money into your 401. Good day, sir."
I've gotten that Zoom call before.
See? See, you know how it feels. So I'm sitting here like he's taking that pin off of his
Mm-hmm.
lapel, and I'm just like, "Oh, that's gonna make a
Hurts.
mad, mad man."
Mm-hmm. But see, his daughter's still queen, and so like,
So
but
he still has power, and maybe he actually has in some ways, he may actually end up having a little bit more power because now he has freedom to move. It's not like the king was listening to him anyway.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
He was telling him like, marry your kids and your brother's trouble. And
Yeah.
he's not listening to him.
Yep. No, you're 100% right. And again, like if, again, basing on the history, the anarchy is what it's based on from history. Like if there is this kind of civil war to come, you could see him being booted. He could be leading whatever this potential faction of
Yep.
people that's going to be. And it just seems like every episode, there's more people joining the other team and not the series team.
That's true. It's gonna get ugly. We
Yeah.
know it's gonna get ugly, but now we
Yes.
can see, this is how it starts to get ugly.
Mm-hmm, right. Again, it's been almost every episode. There is some decision he makes that's the wrong decision.
Every time.
Every time.
Like if he would have just used some Neosporin instead of some gross maggots, we would not have the problem with the skin.
In all fairness, they had medieval plan B, but they didn't have Neosporin.
Yeah, really? Come on. Like the moon tea, the magic moon tea, so that you can fix the problem you don't have. But antibiotics, not a thing yet.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Unwanted pregnancy, we gotcha.
We don't know a thing about washing hands. No sanitary way out of this. Just some tea.
Oh God. Anyway, so that's big. There is the moment where Rhaenyra, the maester, her dad had the maester concoct a really nice combination. You didn't want it too strong, you don't want it too soft. Of some tea.
It was such a weird way to say it, right? Like,
yes.
Like I feel like we knew what it was getting around to, but like what a strange way, because it almost sounded like if you get it too strong, it's gonna make babies. If it's not strong enough. Like it was just weird and like weird words. I had to stop. I'm like, wait. No, yeah, he's just like a birth control thing. Like,
yes.
I think that's what it. Okay.
Not over the counter though. It's not over.
Like I didn't do anything. There was no canoodling. I just drank this maester's tea, and like 16 babies popped out like it was a gremlin. It wasn't me.
Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. Of course, Martin would come up with the moon tea, but not other basic medicine like Neosporin. But the thing is like it just like all their other stuff, like does it actually work,
Just that milk of the poppy. That stuff's for real.
Because they had opium back then, right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
You don't need to worry. Just sleep through it, man. Just sleep through it.
I also thought maybe the day after pill it would kill her if it was too strong, but it was very confusing how
likely like that whole slippery elm and the old things that were used. It could absolutely kill somebody.
Yeah.
So
definitely meant Dad thought she smashed her uncle. I mean, she's in a tough position because she didn't, but she did, screw Sir Christian. So
yeah,
I could. It's like I don't need it, but I'm just gonna hold on to it.
And I'm still on this thing where I don't trust him. You think you're okay? Yeah,
Christian.
You bet. I'm like, no, this isn't. He's gonna get in a predicament.
Uh-huh.
and he's gonna be in trouble.
He's
It's
gonna
gonna
flip
co
on him, you think?
it's gonna come out what happened, and he's gonna flip. I don't trust him. I just don't.
Interesting. Okay. I just see him as a dope. So he's just gonna he clearly, and Rhaenyra is very, beautiful. So I can see how a young knight is gonna
Yeah.
be enamored by her, and he's gonna I think he's just gonna be dope, and he's probably gonna die because he's screwing the queen or
Well, I
future
mean, I
queen when he
think
should be.
I think he legit has some, he's crushing on her, like you said. She's a beautiful, spunky, fun little punk rock princess. But
Sure.
like, he's, but does he love her? Mm-mm.
That's why I think it's he loves her, but she's like, you're just more of like a fun toy. This is more just like
you're
when you're just like meeting my needs when I need them.
So you're saying you know a guy who makes spears? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Prince Caspian. I think Sir Christian Cole. I just think he's just this handsome plaything for Rhaenyra, and I don't think he has like other machinations beyond, probably like, oh, this pretty girl likes me.
Right. But at some point, when push comes to shove, and his position or his job or his life becomes at risk, he's gonna be like, whoops, nah, she made me. Bye.
Let's see. I thought he had some serious misgivings about betrayal. Sure, but it does protest too much, maybe. I don't know. It just didn't. It was very much whatever. I think she genuinely likes him. Yeah, I think there is. Yes. But I also think I like, Damon telling her just like, you should just do this because it feels good. Like, don't feel like you have to, marry the dude or whatever.
Right.
That's how I kind of got that.
Yeah, and she was like, oh, yeah, don't mind if I do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just, what? You're right.
Yeah, and she seemed like pretty cool about seeing him the next day. She wasn't like, oh, weird, I can't make eye contact with you now. She was like, oh, hey.
It's like, hey, what's up, friend?
Yep.
What do you mean, friend? It's like, because you're my friend. Yeah.
Yes, Knuckles.
but I thought, but it's like, oh no, that was a mistake. We shouldn't do that ever again.
Never again. Let's be friends forever, though.
Yes, let's be friends forever. Oh man, I think I knocked out my headphones. Can you hear me? Hold on, let's see.
I can still hear you.
Hello. There we go. You're back. Okay, perfect. The first marriage is out of duty. The second is for love. She loves him, but not in love. Like I said, I guess she likes him clearly, but I just don't think it's like she knows like she can't marry him. She can't be with him, right? Like he's not of a house that she can marry.
I mean, like, she really cares about the rules, like, but
yeah, but I think she wants to do this like a man would, in that he has like his side pieces that aren't the queen. Or like a mob boss or whatever. Like he has like the girlfriends, but then he has the wife, Like I think that, and I think she wants to, and I'm totally supportive of that for her. But I don't think she's like has some like thing like, but maybe we can make it work that we can be. I don't think she has that for him at all.
No, it's sort of like if you look at like Cersei, right? Like she was married. She was married to the throne, but she had what, like 16 different fellas that she would rotate,
Yeah.
And it just is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And I mean, honestly, this isn't that far-fetched. King Charles III recently ascended to the throne. He had Camilla Bowles the whole time. He wanted to be married to her from the beginning.
Yep.
But then, had to marry Diana. But he still was with Camilla the whole time and ended up marrying her anyway, which was a big controversy. So again, I love how Martin pulls from history, because it's very much, this is not, it is fantasy, but it's rooted in how humans behave.
Yes. Now I have a question to see what
Yeah.
you kind of think. Do you feel like something happened with Damon, right? Like
Mhm.
what happened between the like quartering up crab man and like
Mhm.
arriving back home with his driftwood crown? What happened in between there? Like the haircut, like there was something happened. And then when we see him with his lady and she's
Mhm.
mad at him,
Yep.
um,
Yep.
but again, I still think that this whole, like you said, there's something more that's involved with Otto, with her, because when she was like, "Oh, I figured out long ago that, like doing the skin trade is not going to work out in the long run,"
Mhm.
but like they were real salty at each other. So I'm really curious to know what happened from the time we last saw him to like where he said screw it and then made this plan in his head and came home.
Well, I mean, time had passed, right?
Yes.
Enough to get a haircut.
At least, I mean, and let's tell you, like you gotta wait like a couple weeks, right?
Absolutely,
For a
because
good
if
haircut.
exactly, like if your hairstylist is a good one, you can't just show up. You got to book that, right?
No walk-ins welcome.
No
Mm-mm,
walking. So you're looking at least a couple weeks.
one would think. Especially if you were a prince, like you're gonna want the best.
The best. It's like, let me
Yeah.
see. Let me see. It's like a month out right now. Oh, you know what? I can pencil in 2 weeks.
But I'm gonna tell you that any girl will tell you that when you have that long of hair, and
Hmm.
then you were like, you know what? Throwing caution to the wind, and I'm going full pixie.
Uh huh.
Something happened. Something happened.
Whoa.
Something was like, I have a
Slow
new
down.
perspective. I have a new perspective, or like somebody hurt me, or like like fireworks song is playing in your head and you're going for the win. Something happened.
Hmm.
'Cause you don't go from these long locks to the pixie for nothing.
Well, I thought it maybe was because the last time we saw him, he was covered in the crab feeder's blood. So maybe the blood was a little
Maybe.
too chonky in the hair, and it was got
Mm,
really gross, and he had to like
like
cut it.
maybe the smell stays, like you
Yeah.
can't get it out. It's like the bog of
Mhm.
eternal stench. You can't like
Yeah,
wash it out.
it's like when you're say you're in a shared office and a coworker decides to microwave fish food of some sort,
Ah, jerks.
right? It's you should never do, it happens way too often.
It does. It does happen.
But yeah, so maybe all of the crab duder's blood all over him. Maybe just had
Yeah.
that fishy smell and he couldn't
He
get
was
out
like
of his hair.
and he was like, "I'm out. I'm out. Just cut it off."
Yeah.
It's like when you have friends over and someone gets too drunk and they throw up on
Yeah.
your furniture, you're like, "Yeah, throw it out. I don't want it.
And
I
and
don't
and the
want it."
guy was full of grayscale. I think they confirmed that or
Yeah,
whatever.
he looked pretty sticky,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
scaly and but see,
Exactly.
I was thinking about that though. With the grayscale, because we've seen in the past, just like a grab of the arm was enough to transfer
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
And he was like legit like zombie blood.
That's why I don't know if it was great. Like, do we have it confirmed it was? I know that's the theory, but
I
it was
like to believe
confirmed
it was
grayscale.
mm,
It looked a little bit more pussy and
like
fresh skin than
like
grayscale.
a zebra mollusk. Like he's a barnacle.
Yeah, it just or it looked like it was burned and like
Yeah.
scabbed weirdly.
Whatever he was, it was gross.
Yeah. Smenberg, I do it all the time, but I work from that's different. Your home office,
Allowed.
stink it up.
Permitted. Yeah, permitted. We will allow
Um,
it.
Colleen cooks broccoli on the regular, and broccoli is also really stanky.
It is. Brussels sprouts, broccoli,
Mm-hmm.
eggs. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and heads up to anybody who doesn't know better, do not make microwave popcorn in a microwave at work if you have a pregnant lady that's working there. That's mean.
Ooh.
That is mean because that is some nauseating stuff.
So air poppers only for you in that scenario.
In that scenario, yeah.
Okay. Theory is Targaryens are immune. Okay, well there you go.
Okay. All right. There you go. I love when we get an answer like that.
I know. Exactly. Let's see, because he's where Jorah got it? Who? The crab? he wasn't alive with Damon, was he? There's no
No,
way.
no. He got it from the ship, the boat jumper.
Yeah, I guess maybe that was one of their people or something. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so what happened in between? You know, this thing does time jump. So to me, I think it was just like, okay, I won this big battle single-handedly. Now I finally have some cachet. So how am I going to cash in the cachet?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
this was his play, right? I
yeah.
feel like this was his play from the beginning, right? He gave her the necklace. Like he was setting up these pieces
That's
in
true.
motion, right?
There was some,
Yeah.
there was some long one. And because I forget that, like, I mean, they were at war for what, 2 years?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, like, he and his lady that was all like, I don't want to live in fear, so I'm going to go live with Damon Targaryen. What? Okay, if you say
Oh,
so.
honey.
Darling dear. Okay. There are so many songs written about this. So, yeah, she probably was all like, war, crab people, I'm out. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And she's probably still ticked off of the whole, when she stole the egg and was going to marry. Like, I think the whole dream or whatever it was kind of blew up there. And now she's just kind of staying safe.
yeah, she's figuring out that she's gotta do things herself. She doesn't
Yep.
want to live in fear. She's got to take control.
Yep. Exactly. All right, Jamie, any final thoughts before we get into memes, screen memes?
I don't have any major final thoughts except for the fact that one best friend swore on her mother's memory that she wasn't lying, and that's gonna bite a girl in the booty. That's it.
Well, she didn't sleep with her uncle, technically.
Technically. He brought me to a show. We saw a play. We had some dinner. The dinner was each other's face, but
we did walk through a brothel, but
there was some naked people. But hey.
Oh my God. All right. So it is now time for screen memes, where we will look at memes related to this episode of House of the Dragon. Jamie's got her glasses on.
Got
her readers.
My readers on.
All right, let's I needed my readers for the brothel scene.
So you could read all that fine newsprint on their bodies. Catch the headlines.
Did they kiss, or is that one of the other people? I don't.
Who are these people? Why do they just keep moving around?
All right. First one. Oh, I think I have to go backwards on this. Is it backwards? No, okay, it is down. Okay. Did he just give her a medieval plan B? What is this show? House of the Dragon.
Properly brewed.
Properly brewed.
That's key.
You gotta have top level maester for that kind. Damon in hell watching Daenerys burn down King's Landing. And also remember flip phones.
Oh my God. Yes.
Also shows you how long LeBron James has been around the game. Damon visiting his family and being exiled again in less than a day. Oh, I love Damon so much. Damon, whenever his brother exiles him. Flipping the bird. Damon and Rhaenyra having a fun night out. Takes her to a sex house. Almost had sex. She goes for Sir Kristen instead.
Logically.
If you think that Damon came back to simply bend the knee, he just wants to show her a small folk how small folk live. They kiss. Oh God. Emma, after Rhaenyra swears on her dead mother that Damon didn't lay a finger on her. Viserys, Lord will wed her now in this condition, Damon.
Same haircut.
I bought this ring at her christening.
Oh, what the hell? Woo.
Okay, all right. Rhaenyra and Damon the whole episode. It's evil Rhaenyra the beanie.
The hoodie and the beanie. Oh my god.
Rhaenyra, he didn't touch me, us viewers.
Yes. Sure.
Rhaenyra at the end of the episode, knowing if she drinks the tea, it'll prove to her dad she boned, but if she doesn't, her fear of getting pregnant might come true.
That's the appropriate reaction.
You know, here's the thing. Okay, just drink the tea and then just fill it up with some water.
Yeah. Yeah. What is he going to do? Drink it himself?
Exactly.
Oh.
She's like, you know what, Dad? I don't need this.
She could go. She's gonna go slide it under her like girlfriend's front door. Be like, here, no more dad babies for you.
Oh man. How Rhaenyra slept after nearly smashing her uncle, got her cheeks clapped by Kristen, lied on her mama, and gaslighted her father into firing Otto Hightower.
Oh, she's such a brat.
Gossip Girl here, your one and only source in the scandalous lives of the Westeros elite. And bro said, Mom ain't ready to know me. And that closes out this edition.
Man. All right.
Jamie, this is fun as always. You are very busy on the podcast front. I think you're what do you got going on outside of House of the Dragon on GDL?
We are going to be doing tomorrow. We're going to be doing a Survivor premiere. I think we're going to be doing some picks.
Okay.
On the J&J. And then on the Crazy Hank TV on Thursday, we're doing our Big Brother podcast. Getting close to wrapping it up for the season. Next week is the finale.
That's awesome. Yeah, you had a lot of viewers for the last episode you did Big Brother. I saw that you had a lot of views on there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the Australians love a live show. I'm telling
you. So you can find the Survivor show that you do on YouTube on Jay and Jack, but it's also just if you search podcast Jay and Jack, you find that.
Yeah.
And then Crazy Hank TV.
Crazy Hank TV.
Again, YouTube search Crazy Hank TV for your Big Brother coverage. I want to thank the patrons that make everything possible on Geek Dad Life. I'm going to play all of you right now. There you go. Thanks to all of the patrons that make these shows possible. And thank you for everybody hanging out in the chat tonight. A lot of fun with all of you. And yeah, you know, I'm still enjoying the show.
I'm loving it.
I'm loving it as well. I'm loving a lot of TV right now. I'm loving the new Lord of the Rings. I don't know if you're watching that. I'm and then She-Hulk. She-Hulk is a ton of last week's episode was so much fun. I don't know if you watched She-Hulk yet.
I haven't, but I heard it's a good time.
It is good. Especially the last episode was really, really fun. But anyways, and I think tomorrow on Geek Dad Life Prime, maybe a Mo Tuesday stream. And then Friday, there's going to be an unveiling from Hasbro for their HasLabs. We'll be covering that. And then Toy Geeks on Sunday. And then Jamie and I will be back here on GDL2 for Game of Thrones. And then I think we'll also be covering on GDL2 Andor, I think will be around next week as well. So a lot of things coming. And we'll see you all there. Until next time, hasta luego and goodbye. Have a good night.